15, 21 were cash.
And I just from a percentage perspective.
That's a great stat.
So, from a percentage perspective.
Hey guys, we're gonna get rocking and rolling here. You're about to hear an incredible statistic, courtesy of Keith Smith and Real Talk with Keith Smith on cash deals. The percentage of cash deals in the car footprint in 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, and 2015. I'll have Keith break this and use on the show. This is legit content. This is the kind of stuff we should do with Real Talk every time, where you find one or two trends like this and we unpack it.
Chemistry's working and working.
People love this stuff.
Yeah, well, totally. I was like, okay, what are we going to talk about this morning? And I had somebody send me a text and go, geez, how many cash sales? So I ran with it.
That means people are wondering, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Viewers and listeners, we're going to get rocking and rolling here in a matter of moments. The building manager has reached out to you, Judah, about us turning off the water on Friday for an hour. We'll pick a time. We'll handle that in a bit. We're going to get some data on the program, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to blow
turn off the water. Does that mean I can't use the bathroom?
I got to turn off the water for 1 hour in this building.
Uh-huh.
The challenging aspect of it is the third floor residents. So when you turn off the water, that means the shower doesn't work or the faucet doesn't work.
Yeah, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you get some people irked at you.
Oh, you're talking about...
So you have to notify in advance.
Yeah. You're talking about the residential units.
Yeah.
Got it.
The first and second floor don't care.
Yeah. Well...
I mean, they care, but they don't really care.
Yeah, well...
If you go and take a shower and you don't have the water coming out, you're going to be pissed off at Jerry.
Well, it's funny because... It's funny you should say that. So the island that we were at for a little while, they shut... Because they were having a drought.
They're preserving.
They shut the water off.
Yeah.
From like 8 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock in the morning.
Really? You know what's crazy? That reminds me of
and
my
nobody
brother.
cared. Everybody's like, okay.
They get used to it.
Yeah, what you did is you put a bucket of water next to the commode in case in the middle of the night nature calls. It's a practical thing. They were very practical.
We'll get the mics up. Why don't we start with this on the show? I'll tell you what they're doing in LA.
We're talking. Oh yeah.
LA, my brother,
yeah.
not only has limitations on his water, but he has to turn off his air condition.
Yeah, it's a power thing.
Yeah. Turns off his air condition during the day, every day.
Yeah.
My parents went out and visited them. My dad's like 73 years old, and when you get 73, you have Parkinson's, diabetes, you become a little high maintenance.
I did not know that.
You know, we love our dad. We love our dad. But 73-year-old man in 101 degree heat, they ain't kosher.
Yeah.
That's not kosher.
Yeah.
That's the first thing Mom and Dad told me when they left Hollywood to come back to North Carolina. They're like, we can run the air conditioner all day, Jerry. I said, good job, Mom. Good job, Mom.
So they left Hollywood. What did they leave Hollywood for?
I think
couldn't get that acting gig.
I think you have an idea why my parents left Hollywood. Keith Smith, Jerry Miller, Judah Wickow. We're going to have some fun. As you can tell, the viewers and listeners are already responding. Johnny Ornales, ¿Qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo estás? Viewers and listeners, questions, comments, concerns, put them in the feed. We will relay them live on air. We're going to talk about cash deals in the car footprint. Agents, listen up. This is going to be something that's going to appeal to you. Loan officers, home inspectors, appraisers. Jeremy Rowe is in the house. Dean Russell in the house. Harry Tyson is in the house. What's up, Harry? We love you, Harry. Carly Wagner, Bill McChesney, Kevin Higgins, Jesse Rutherford, Jamie Turner, Melanie Doran, Aaron King. I can continue. Scott Q, a happy client of Yes Realty Partners.
There you go.
Scott Q watching the program. Jason Howard on Rio Road. Todd Rathanelli's for Herb Porter. Sarah Hill-Buchensky. Christina Blount in Richmond. I can continue. Hey, Danny O'Day's watching the program. Danny, you always have such nice things to say about us, and you're watching the show today. We love you, Danny. Judah Wickow.
Danny boy, huh?
Yeah, Judah Wickow. You ready?
He's Irish, I think, maybe.
I think he's Irish. He's Irish.
Sure
he's looking for a house in Charlottesville.
There you go.
All right, we can rock and roll when you're ready there, Judah.
All right. Not quiet on the set.
Not quiet.
That was good, Judah. Judah said something hysterical on Friday.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I was.
It made me start laughing hysterically.
What was it? Because I was working.
I think he's about to have to count us into the intro here. Are you watching that count? It was something about SOL scores in Albemarle. I said, when is Orange County going to pass Albemarle? And Judah said, tomorrow. Are you watching the count?
I haven't started that.
Oh, okay. All right, we should probably start.
This is something new we're doing here.
This
We're
is
going to
something
talk through the intro instead of having music.
Woody Fincham, ¿qué pasa,
Hey, Woody.
amigo?
Thank you for all your help, Woody.
Paul MacArthur, what ¿qué pasa, amigo?
Was
Michael
on.
Plecker, Christelle, hello. Carrie Rock, hello. Yeah, there's a lot of
Hey,
people
Carrie.
watching today. Let's rock and roll, J-Dubs. Good Monday morning, guys. I'm Jerry Miller, and welcome to the Real Talk with Keith Smith. Thank you kindly for joining us. It's a pleasure to connect with you guys through the I Live Seaville Network, courtesy of Yes Realty Partners. You're going to see a new character on Real Talk with Keith Smith, the Swami. But the Swami is going to make his or her introduction, himself or herself. I'm not sure what the preferred pronoun is for the Swami. I'll let the Swami figure that out on his or her own.
It would be impactful if I knew what a pronoun was.
Okay. The Swami's coming later in the show, so prepare yourself for the Swami. Before we get to the Swami, Judah Wickhauer, let's go to the studio camera and let's welcome a brother from another mother, a distinguished gentleman, a man who needs no introduction, a guy who can go in any nook and cranny in Central Virginia and have the red carpet rolled out for him. His name, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please, Keith Smith. I'm fired up.
I can tell.
I've been up since 4:45 in the morning.
You win.
Legitimately,
You
4:45 in the
win.
morning.
You win. I got up at 5. Little
Our-
late this
our
morning.
youngest-
But before you go into this, hey, I'm doing a little bit of KW seminar or convention down in Virginia Beach. I'm doing this. Would you mind taking a couple days and just following me along and just doing that?
I'm with you.
Right behind.
I'm with you. You pay our full hourly
Oh,
rate
yeah. No,
for 48 hours, and I'm going with you. Full rate.
So hold the time. What happened to this whole love thing? It just went right to capitalism.
You're asking me to go 3 hours through a tunnel, manage Hampton Roads traffic. Now, the highlight would be
I
hearing
will
you
buy
speak.
the booze.
I mean, you do that now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You do that now.
Right.
He's got us rum from St. Martin, which is probably the best rum I've ever had.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
What's it called?
So this particular one is called Governor, but
Slide it to you?
yeah, sure, if you want to. It's
It's the best rum I've ever had.
yeah, it's
Look at that. That's like cowboy. Call me Clint.
yeah. So
Clint
this,
Eastwood.
yeah, so this is do we have like the rum cam now instead of?
Oh yeah, it's literally on.
Instead of
The
that.
crystal ball cam is the rum cam right
Yeah, so it's a friend of ours that it's handmade. It's 10 years old, and he makes it on the island, and it's sipping rum.
now. It's totally sipping
shot?
rum.
We
It's
added a
not,
shot.
it's not mixer rum.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
This
you
rum is
would
too nice to put anything else with it.
you would offend.
Right.
You would
Yeah.
totally offend.
I mean, if you're gonna if you want a mixing rum, what is that? Maybe like a Bacardi.
who knows?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You would mix that, but this is a after the meal. You have a little bit of a shot, settle your stomach.
Is the after the meal one the aperitif?
Yeah.
That's the aperitif, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think I got that.
is
Yeah,
that right?
aperitif,
I mean, Judah's
yeah.
good. That's the
Yeah.
aperitif. Viewers
Yeah,
and listeners,
it's-
is that the
it's-
aperitif?
It's the after. It's
What's the one before the drink? Is that before the meal? Is that the cordial?
oh God! If Yona
I
was
think
here,
the
she
cordial
would,
is
she would know all
before
this
the
stuff.
meal. Am I right, viewers and listeners? Somebody help me out. Aperitif after the meal, cordial before. Is that right? Viewers, listeners, anyone?
Ooh, we might have that backwards.
What's that?
Aperitifs are cocktails served before a meal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we
aperitif
got
is
that.
before.
Yeah,
Is cordial
Because
after?
I'm breaking the word down.
Digestif.
Okay.
Digestive.
Aperitif is after. Thank you. And cordial is before?
Yeah.
No, aperitif is before.
Okay, aperitif is
Digestif.
Digestive is after. Cordial is just.
It's
a
just
cordial.
anything?
Well, it's just a cordial.
Okay.
Cordial is what I am to you on a
So
regular
cordial is what we do here.
Sure. If you can call it whatever you want to call it. If it makes you feel better and gets you through the day, we will call this a cordial. I think it's an whatever that word is.
Aperitif?
Yeah, that too. So, hey, I had somebody send me a text this morning.
Okay. Oh, you got viewers and listeners rising to the occasion. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 people correcting me. You can't make mistakes on this program.
That this many,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Aperitif, Judah, is
Is
the
before.
digestive. Or no, aperitif is before. The digestive is after.
Well, that makes sense because the words.
Yeah, that does make
right,
sense.
Right.
Judah Wickhauer keeps us on point. So do
So
the
the
viewers
question
and listeners.
becomes, what is the traditional go-to digestive? You know, what
For
is-
me?
No, for you, it's anything with alcohol.
That's very true. It's true.
But in higher circles, there's an actual you would drink. Actually, you know what in Germanic countries, what's the shots everybody used to do that tastes like coffee?
Jägermeister?
Jägermeister.
I love Jägermeister.
Is actually a digestive.
A lot of people have beef with the Jägermeister. You know when a Jägermeister is the best? You're on a ski slope, you do a run, you get all the way down in the mountain or the hill, you go to the lodge, the Jägermeister is as cold as you will ever have it. You rip a Jägermeister shot, you're ready to take another run down another slope.
So
now you got to balance that. You got to be careful. How many
balances would be the key.
You got to be careful how many times you go into the lodge.
The key word. I'd love to talk cash numbers at some point when we get past that.
Oh, we are. And Jason Howard on Rio Road literally shared a link from the National Mortgage Professional website, nationalmortgageprofessional.com. I literally am counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loan officers watching the program right now from 5 different firms.
Cool.
The
Thank
link
you.
he shared is a macro link, a national link that says a third of home buyers are paying cash in America right now. Interestingly, this is a perfect segue into the car footprint, Keith Smith.
Well, again, single-family detached, car, year-to-date. So that's Charlottesville, Albemarle, Nelson, Greene, and Louisa. Those are the jurisdictions. I drop out new construction. So year-to-date, 28% of the sales. So it's not quite a third, but awfully close. Or cash. Interesting, 2022's got beat by a couple percentage points at 30%. 2021, a little bit down, was at 23%, which, by the way, is the largest volume of sales of 516 versus 336 this year, by the way. 2020 is the lowest. That was at 18. Kind of know why, right? 2% interest. But 2021 interest rates were pretty low too. They were sub 3 in 2021. But I've been going back to 2015 on a regular basis because I really think, as far as an overall market, not in sales price, but in volume, right? And all the other factors in it, 2015 was 21%. So it's only 7% off of this year. So for simple conversation, let's call about a third. Strawberry.
She's got a sneeze coming. Look at the lights. Say strawberries. That's the broadcasting trick. Didn't work. Oh my goodness gracious. Good Lord.
Didn't work. Damn it.
Strawberries.
Totally didn't work.
Lights?
I did. I have light right there. I was looking. There's a light right there.
Okay, there is a light right there.
I was looking. Strawberry. I didn't look.
These light bulbs right here? Have I ever told you the price of these light bulbs?
Yes. Multiple times.
I have?
Yes. This is 501 shows. You don't think we talked about the light bulbs by now?
Sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry.
$100 a piece.
$125 for that one light bulb.
Yeah. I was close.
Yeah.
And it can't even stop someone from sneezing.
And it keep making jokes like that. It's so funny.
Those are the ones.
It's because he deadpans them.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Did that get it? Where's your microphone on?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because he deadpans them. They're hilarious.
His delivery
Yeah.
is off the charts.
The timing is perfect.
The timing is perfect.
No.
And then you kind of go, hold it. Did he just say that?
No. Ladies watching this program, this guy is single, ready to mingle. Let's get this man a muchacha.
Don't do that.
I mean, I love the man.
I know that. Don't be the yenta.
Okay. I mean, he's asked me to be the yenta.
Oh, have you asked him to be the yenta?
Yeah. See? I mean, he's asked for a little bit. I would be
We've got more Yiddish coming out because that's an answer.
Dude, with
is an answer.
With the charisma and moxie, I would be a hell of a wingman. You would be a hell of a wingman. I'm sure you've been a hell of a wingman before. Have you not?
Yeah, I'm desperately trying not to get myself into trouble.
You know what a wingman is, right?
I do know what a wingman is.
Right?
I wasn't, even though we've been married for 37 years, I wasn't married my whole life.
Right, but you can still be a wingman and be married.
Sure.
You can help people meet ladies and be married.
You know what?
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're 100% right. Or anybody.
Or
for that.
anyone, yeah, of course.
We're busy enough trying to get people to be married to a home.
Oh, yes.
So-
married to the
so-
home. So here's one of the challenges of being married to the home. It's the all cash deal. I'll give it to everybody watching the program.
But
This-
it's interesting
Please.
though, Jerry. I expected, like particularly in 21 and 22. 2022, I could see it creeping up because mid 2022, after the first quarters when the interest rates started going up. But 2021 definitively, and the loan officers can tell me what the average was in 2021, the first say 6 months of 2021, to be at 23%. And then in 15, which I think the interest rate was around 4, high 4, somewhere around there, to be 21%. So in one way it does impact the market, but it's kind of been impacting the market on a regular basis over time. So I just thought that was, again, I had a...
I'll give them the stat. I'll give them the stat for the viewers and listeners. This is the car footprint. Keith, what's CAR stand for?
It's this thing that you sit in. It's got 4 wheels
What's
and a
the CAR
steering.
acronym stand for?
Yeah.
Okay, Keith said Charlottesville Area Association of Realtors.
There you go. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm looking at data. Come on, give me a break.
From January 1 until June 12th of 2023, single-family detached car footprint, no new construction is included in this statistic. So this is year-to-date 2023. Of all the deals in the car footprint, 28% of them have been cash. In 2022, from January 1 until June 12th, 30% of the deals were cash. In 2021, from January 1 until June 12th of 2021, 23% of the deals were cash. In 2020, from Jan 1 to June 12th, 18% were cash. And in 2015, from Jan 1 to June 12th, 21% were cash. Keith has made a legitimate comparison to this year, 2023, to the year 2015. Another statistic, and Keith, I'll get out of here after I give this one. Here's another one we learned last week from Real Talk with Keith Smith. In 2015, guys, there were 795 units sold from Jan 1 to June 9th. In 2023, 892 units sold from Jan 1 to June 9th. This is very similar to 2015. The only difference, boys and girls, the median value.
Yes.
In 2023, the median value of those units sold, $442,000. 2015, $270K.
Yeah, so thank you for recapping that. There's another interesting statistic about single-family attached that we maybe might ask somebody else who might show up on the show a little bit later.
Oh, the Swami?
a great question about that. And I think another question that you can ask that gentleman or person who's going to show up is where does that person think the total number of sales are going to end up for this year?
The
Single family detached.
Okay, I'll write those questions for the Swami. Kerry Rock, a veteran watching the program, all around A-plus guy, has
Thank
a
you for
question for Keith.
and I'm not mistaken, I believe he won a pretty substantial award about being, I think, the number one
Philanthropist?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. I don't remember the specifics, but whatever it is, he's number one in my book. So
He and his wife, Colleen, who's a super mom of 2 beautiful daughters, are the co-founders of Do Good Seaville. Mr. Kerry Rock, a guy with a tremendous head for business and a tremendous head for doing what's right, says, Keith.
and a pretty good-looking dude on top of it.
Well,
Just one of
absolutely.
the-
Kerry's jacked.
I-
I first met Kerry Rock when I was hosting I Love Seaville Trivia at the Millmont Grill. That is now Sedona Tap House. It used to be Sloan's.
Yeah, I remember it,
Kerry
yeah.
would come. When Kerry walked into the bar, the ladies would swoon, always. Kerry either showed up in a dope Cadillac. Kerry, I had such jealousy of that Cadillac. It was so dope. Or a super deluxe motorcycle. I don't know much about motorcycles or bikes. Maybe, Kerry, you can let me know what that
They
motorcycle
got 2
was.
wheels versus 4 wheels.
Right. The Cadillac was so pimp. That's where I met Kerry for the first time. He says, Keith, are these metrics to see if these cash offer sales are coming from home buyers moving to the area to purchase? Are these out-of-area people that are doing this?
Man,
It's tough to know that, right?
there's
Can we figure that out? Would it be who would know that?
So the answer to that
I guess
is
the agents would know that, but how would you accumulate that data?
yeah. The only way you can accumulate that data is actually to make phone calls and go, and it's just really difficult. We don't have that data metrics. Actually, what I was trying to dig up and find data metrics for, and I'm still trying to figure it out, was what was the average age of the buyers
That's a great question.
in our marketplace.
Average age of the buyers, I would say, look a lot more like you than they look a lot more like me.
That's exactly right.
It's boomers. And he said it was a Yamaha Striker,
There you go.
the bike.
Yeah,
That bike was dope.
Much like you, my first experience on two wheels was for our 37th wedding anniversary. We took a scooter around the island of Anguilla. And I learned something, Kerry, that you need to communicate with the person behind you, because when you lean to the right and they lean to the left, that doesn't work out so good.
Did you guys fall?
No. But we had to make a hard time making a right-hand turn because somebody was leaning, I won't give any names, but somebody was leaning to the left and I was leaning to the
And then
right.
she's watching the show.
Yeah, of course. And then I got yelled at, how come you're not turning? I'll go, honey, you gotta follow me which way I'm going. But yeah, that was a little interesting. 260-something-year-old people on a scooter zipping around St. Martin. By the way, you have to drive on the left, which even makes it even more interesting.
And St. Martin,
No, this was Anguilla, which was
do
a
you
British
have to wear a helmet?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
No matter what? They bust balls about helmets?
No, they stick one on your head as soon as you get on the
Understood.
on the bike.
Understood.
On
So
the-
multiple people are asking the age of these cash buyers and where
Yeah.
they're coming from.
Yeah.
Literally multiple people.
Yeah, so that's that data I don't have available to me on Paragon. So we've got to figure out a different data source to go ahead and pull that. Two things, 100% right, age. I think I sent you a really good article Yahoo put out about, and we've been talking about this literally for over a year, that the boomers are competing against the millennials and the boomers are winning because they're coming out with cash.
Bags of money.
But only 30% of them, right? So that means 70% are being financed, right? So, right? Mike, did I do
Yeah.
that math right?
That's still a lot, dude.
Kerry, I am a Marine, so anything over 3, I get a little confused. So 70%. So that means 70% are doing loans and are getting through. Now, you got to look at the loan end of it too, which is another question. Well, how much of that was 5% down, 20% down, right? You don't really know that because of the data that I'm looking at. Scott on Wednesday should be able to help us a little bit on that. But it's a great question. I was looking for data. As a matter of fact, I was reading through the NAR data this morning on, is there anything that can help me out with the average age of the buyers?
This Carly Wagner, this is right up your alley. Woody Fincham, right up your alley. Dino, this is right up your alley. Johnny, right up your alley here. This is coming from, I'm going to butcher your name. I'm going to say Bobby L. I'm not sure how to say your last name, sir. So I'm just going to say Bobby L. Haven't you gentlemen both made references in past shows that a lot of these guys are saying they're going to buy with cash and then up just financing the deal anyway?
Oh.
Isn't that, and then he also says, is that a bluff or is that a way to tip the scales in your favor? It's not a bluff. It's a way certainly to tip the scales in their favor. You want to play, you know more about this than I do. I'll stop. This is from Bobby. He listens to the show.
Obviously.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing we've learned with this program.
Oh my God!
I know.
Lives
Lives on the internet forever, and a lot of people watch it in real time or afterwards, and they hold you accountable.
Well, and it also makes me smarter. At what
Yeah,
I
because
do.
we have to be on our A game.
Yeah, without a doubt. So it's interesting. So it's a strategic approach.
Okay, walk us through it.
So I don't want to get too much in the weeds on it.
Okay.
But
Why is that? Because everybody does it differently.
No, because the nuances are pretty detailed.
Okay.
Our contract actually allows you to pivot how you're going to purchase through the process.
Okay.
As long as you notify the other side, this is what you're doing, and as long as it doesn't change the terms of the contract.
Okay.
So what that means is, I can write a deal, I could do cash. So in order to do cash, I have to prove, demonstrate funds. So I'm buying a house, I'm picking a number, $500,000.
Okay.
When I do that contract, I have to include a proof of funds from my bank saying I got $500,000 cash. So the deal is set. Now, that doesn't mean I can go out and get a 50% loan or 75% loan as long as the closing dates don't change. And at the end of the day, it's cash to the seller anyway. I'm allowed to pivot and go do that. Where the trick comes in is well, you can't, you got no, since we haven't checked that off, appraisals doesn't impact it because we're not doing financing. All it allows you to do is pivot to something else. It's kind of nuanced. It's a great way to win a deal if you got cash. And then if you want to keep some of your cash, you can go ahead and finance a portion of it. But it's got to close on time and the terms of the contract can't change. Does that make any sense?
This has come in. How many of those deals are shaped that way? Bobby's follow-up. How would we know that? Could we know that? So he's
No.
basically asking if, Keith, you're saying 28% in 2023 from January 1 until June 12th.
Let's call it 30%
We'll
round
call
it
it
up.
28%, we'll call it 30% for the sake of a talk show. A third of the deals are cash.
Yeah.
How many of those third of the deals
Well-
are cash are actually all cash?
So if it's showing up as cash, then
They
it's
used all cash.
It's cash.
And so it's not in this scenario. Okay.
It's cash.
There you go. You just answered Bobby's question.
It's cash.
So those numbers, ladies and gentlemen, are straight money being used at the closing table, no loan.
Correct.
Now, they could go and refinance post-closing.
Yeah, but that's beyond.
That's beyond what the Paragon can provide.
Yeah.
Your system, your data analytics infrastructure.
But no, if it's showing cash, then it closed cash.
Understood. I learned from you. I just
but-
learned that from you.
But you can pivot it to say a conventional 50% down.
Post-closing.
No, during the contract.
Okay, understood.
During the contract process,
Okay.
then that's not cash. Now that's a conventional loan.
And it shows up in Paragon as conventional.
It shows up as conventional.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
It shows up as
That's good info there.
Yeah. Conventional arm, conventional fix, FHA, other, USDA. So there's multiple different. So when we close this, right, all this data is dependent upon agents putting information in accurately, right? That's why, through the MLS system, we're so strict and so on top of it amongst our agents to make sure good data in is good data out, bad data in, bad data out. So it's different breakdowns on the type of loans.
This is a great follow-up question. Are you ready for this one? Damn, the viewers and listeners are... Christopher Sherling says, interest rates are higher now than they were this year, but the number of cash deals, Jerry said, has gone down from 30% last year to 28% this year. You would think the cash deals would be higher with rates being, as Jerry has said, 2x higher than last year. What do you attribute to the cash deals actually going down year over year? Great question. I have some ideas for that. That's a great question.
So try the question again.
So he's basically saying it was 30% cash deals last year when rates were last year in the threes. Well, no. Rates last year were in the threes in Q1.
Yeah, correct.
In Q1.
Correct.
They started going higher. Dino, Scotty, help me out on this.
About the end of Q1.
March, of Q1
April.
into Q2, then rates started going up. Summer of last year, we started
They didn't go up, they doubled.
Yeah, they doubled. Q2 and the summer, they doubled.
Yeah.
All right, so that's... Go ahead.
So what you have now is, and that's why I tried to say earlier, 2022 is kind of a, if you're looking at rates only, it's kind of a 50% of the last 6 months was at that 6 to 7%. The other 50% was at 3%. So it was a transitional year. My suspicion is you'll probably see, if you really go look at transaction by transaction or month by month or week by week, you probably will see, in that March, April point, there was a huge spike in cash when interest rates went from 3 to 6. People just jumped in the market with cash. Then I think it kind of settled itself back out.
I think you will also
2021 is the one you really want to compare it to.
Okay, 2021 rates were 3. Let's call it 3%.
Let's call it 3. We were at 23%.
All cash in 2021. But that was a reflection of how competitive the landscape was.
But here's the volume difference.
Okay.
There was 516 sales in 2021 versus 336. I didn't do the percentage on that. But you know, this is this 30 to 40% volume decrease. I think one of the listeners and viewers were talking about.
Michael Plecker, one of the Shenandoah Valley's finest backstops. I'll get to your comment. Carly Wagner, it's time that you get a moniker. Judah, we need a nickname for Carly Wagner. She makes the program better. You got Jason Howard, the king of Rio Road. Michael Plecker, one of the Shenandoah Valley's finest backstops. Dino Russell's watching the program. You're going to get a moniker too, Dino. I got to figure out what it's going to be.
Diamond Dino.
Diamond Dino from Keith Smith.
Look at
That's
that, huh?
Good. Diamond Dino for Keith.
Write that
What
down.
do you make of that one? Diamond Dino Russell. I like that one right there. All right, I'm gonna.
What was the other one that we're missing?
Carly Wagner. We need one for Carly. She's a badass. Michael Plecker.
Something with marvelous has to be in there.
You love that adjective, marvelous.
Marvelous. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What does Michael Plecker have to say?
Michael Plecker says this. Maybe because there were a lot of corporate cash deals buying up properties in order to create a rental portfolio, and corporations borrow money to make those cash deals. You buying that?
I hate to disagree with Michael, but we don't really see a lot of corporate purchases in here.
Right, not in car.
Yeah, not in our footprint. You might see some LLCs and small thing, but when he says corporate, I'm thinking like, the BlackRock.
I think he's talking like REITs.
And stuff like that. Yeah. I don't see that. I think just my takeaway on it is we're only 5% delta between 2021 and now, right? Percentage-wise. So there's only 5% more cash deals that happen. And let's say 2021 was the apex, was the peak, right? And we could just tell it by the volume of units, right?
Was 2021 the apex, or was Q1 of 2022 the apex?
So I don't know that because I'm breaking down a 6-month.
Because Q1 of 2022 was still bananas.
I'm just looking at I'm looking at a year to date, 6 months and 12 days on it. But the other reason why I think we're back at 2015, the volume of units that have sold year to date right now is 336, 329 and 15. Pretty damn close to it. I think, well, that might be a question for somebody else, but I think, I think the next thing we need to talk about is what the total volume of sales is going to look like.
Does that mean the Swami's coming? Keith Smith has named one of our favorite listeners, Diamond Dino Russell.
Yeah.
I love that nickname.
Diamond
Dino Russell.
Yeah.
For a great
that
man
might
like
be a little bit of a leftover from I binge watched last night Ted Lasso and the Diamond Dogs.
Oh, I thought it was a reflection of Diamond Dallas Page, DDP.
No,
you know who Diamond Dallas Page is?
I don't. I was thinking Ted Lasso.
Diamond Dallas
Sorry.
Page. Judah, do you know who Diamond Dallas Page is?
Vaguely.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wrestlers, along with the Luchadores.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Carly Wagner says this. Carly, you need a moniker. We've already come up with a moniker for Diamond Dino Russell.
What rhymes with Carly? We've got to figure out what rhymes with
Carly?
No, but it's got to be.
No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to rhyme. Jason Howard's the king of Rio Road.
Okay.
Michael Plecker's the Shenandoah Valley's finest backstop.
Oh, okay.
Carly Wagner says less folks selling their high equity homes and moving, volunteering. Because of increased pricing and less demand, more of the potential cash buyers are sitting tight with their current homes and equity is my guess. I think that's 100% true. I think what she's saying is right. She's basically saying this. People that got 2.3-point mortgages,
Well,
2%,
we're talking
3%.
about volume difference.
Right.
Yeah.
She's saying why there's less cash deals. Here's her prediction of why there's less cash deals. The people who could do the cash deals, a lot of us that are sitting on stacks of equity, stacks of on-paper wealth, not wealth at a bank, but on-paper wealth, real estate wealth.
But let me
We're
ask,
choosing to just maintain our house instead of sell our house and then take that pile of money and buy something else because rates are too high.
so we do this 100 times, million times a day or week, and you and I. Did you expect that number to be at 28%, or did you expect it to be higher?
The cash one?
Year to date, did you expect to see more cash deals in the market than 28%?
I thought there would be more cash deals this year than last year. And I thought there would be more
I'd
cash
agree.
deals this year than 2021
Yeah.
because of the 7% sting of the interest rate,
Yeah.
where in 2021, the sting on the interest rate was 2 and 3.
So
I'm
when
shocked that it's not.
So when I did this at 5:30, that's what I expected to
Yeah.
see. And
It
then
may be a reflection of price, Keith. Median value now $470. The cash people are bringing to the table is substantially more than it was
yeah,
in
but it's only a
2021.
2% delta, brother.
From 2021 to 2023, the delta in values is much larger than 2%.
That's my point. So I follow you. So what you're saying is more cash, more price, less cash deals.
Yeah, because it's so expensive to buy something now versus 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
What have we seen, like a 25% appreciation in value in 2 years? In the Almora, how about Almora County? Is it 25% appreciation in 2 years? That's probably light.
Yeah.
Is that light?
Yeah.
Can you tell that? You can tell that with Paragon.
I can, but that's going to take some time
Okay.
to put together, and doing that live is a bit.
Totally, yeah. 2021 versus 2023, I would bet Almora County's appreciated at least 25%.
Yeah, we could easily look that up. We actually probably did that on the show, and I probably have the data in some book or spreadsheet in here. The bottom line is, it's definitely upper double digits, right? 20, somewhere in the 20 to 30% range.
Comments, bring them in fat. Comments, I'm trying to keep up with all these comments, guys.
Yeah, all I got to do is sit here and look pretty.
All right, I'm doing the best I can here. Todd Rath.
Hey, Todd.
Owner of Blue Toad Hard Cider.
Hey, vote for Todd and Blue Toad.
Blue Toad Hard Cider. He's the king of cider, is his nickname. He's a real estate investor at Smith Mountain Lake, and he's an all-around nice guy. Like-kind exchange could have played into it as well. Like-kind exchange, a Starker exchange, a 1031 exchange. The 1031, named after the genius who created it, Starker. The Starker exchange, as my dad calls it. He's a CPA, my dad. He says the like-kind exchange could have played into it. But really, there was a pile of northern money coming into our area where homes sell for double or more in the north and a lot less down here. That is true. That's our neighbors.
So
Literally, that's our neighbors.
Todd, I've been doing this since 1987. It's always been the northern buyer that comes down in here.
But it was more prolific over the last, because of COVID. The pandemic drove
Oh,
momentum
not at
behind
Lake
that.
Monticello. What do you think? What do you think everybody has a funny accent for in Lake Monticello?
Lake Monticello is a unique animal, though.
That it is. But I'm just flabbergasted that we're only at 28%.
Me too. I thought it would be way higher.
Really expect. Now, keep in mind, we need to be clear about this. This doesn't include new construction. I actually pulled new construction. That's at 30%. So it's awfully close. It's at 30% of the total sales on that was to cash. But I really expected that number to be substantially higher than 28%.
Jason on Twitter said, Diamond Dallas Page ruled. This is Jason, who's got a alarm clock for a profile picture, engaging on Twitter. We appreciate your comment here. Diamond Dallas Page did rule. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Judah, you have a 3-shot ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go to the 3-shot. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time, Judah Wickauer?
My favorite wrestler of
Mine was Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, what he could do off the ropes and in the air, Rey Mysterio was an effing acrobat. I mean, he was amazing. Diamond Dallas Page, obviously for the pomp and circumstance, he was amazing. I loved Harlem Heat, the tag team duo of tremendous proportions. I could talk wrestling all day. Who was your favorite wrestler, Judah?
Oh man, I don't know if I ever had a favorite. I just, I remember going to a show in Maine, and I was in junior high, and we were cheering for all the bad guys, and we had a bunch of adults behind us get really angry, and we were there with our Bible teacher, this skinny rail of a guy.
Did he say Bible?
Oh yeah, he's telling the truth. Keep going, Judah, keep going.
And the Bible teacher stands up, turns around, and tells the guys if they have a problem, they can take it outside. And they sat down and they shut up.
There you go.
And we all had a lot more.
Gotta watch out for those
our
guys
Bible teacher.
carrying
Your Sunday school teacher took you to
No, this is I was going.
This is Vacation Bible School?
No, I was going to a Christian school, and this was a teacher who taught Bible.
Cool. That's good.
Bible class.
Was he very muscular?
No, he was a skinny rail of a guy.
Okay. All right.
But he was worked up,
He
apparently.
worked. I know.
I know less about wrestling than I do motorcycles.
All right, let's get back to real estate. Let's get back to real estate.
Now, if you want to talk about walking from an apartment to go watch the Mets or the Yankees play as a kid, then I'm in. But
I'm sorry. This is Jerry.
No.
getting the
Jerry,
team ADD.
Apparently, after 501 shows, ADD wears off on other people.
Jamie Turner, my boy right there, Jamie Turner. Rey Mysterio was my second wrestler. Rey versus The Big Show, come on, insane entertainment. Dude, I have incredible memories of watching Mysterio and The Big Show. I love wrestling, certainly in my younger days. Michael Plecker says, your wrestling name would be Keith the Kreskin Smith. Jamie Turner also likes Stone
Nothing
Cold
about the
Steve
mustache,
Austin. He's
huh?
the mayor of Gordonsville, Jamie Turner. Carly Wagner says, The Big Show has a sitcom aimed for kids now. That is amazing. I would rather watch The Big Show in a sitcom aimed for children than what my oldest put us through watching Blippi on YouTube for 2 years. Good
At least
God,
it wasn't
Blippi's
Barney.
the worst.
At least it wasn't Barney.
What?
Blippi.
Blippi? Have you seen Blippi?
No.
Blippi is like stabbing your eyes with a number 2 pencil 1,000 times. But it was my son's
the
favorite
fact
show.
that you know that what that would feel like is whoa.
Watch Blippi for an hour. And the shocking thing is, this guy has created a caricature of himself, this guy Blippi, and look at what this guy has done from a business model. He's clocking like $60 million a year in revenue, just for being a joke of himself on YouTube. He's doing this through YouTube ads, through a branded merchandise and toys that he sells, and he literally has picked people that look like him that play Blippi at arenas all around the world, that sell tickets. They buy tickets to see knockoff Blippi perform at the John Paul Jones Arena. He is literally one of the most annoying people you ever meet. He's created a $60 million a year.
And we know a lot of people.
We know a lot of people. We know a lot of people.
Talking about that, we talked about that on the contact thing. Judy, you need to get your contacts up over 200 instead of where you're at over there.
He's working on it.
That'll help with the.
We try to encourage him to go to the 231 Fest on Sunday.
I heard all
or
about this.
Saturday.
I heard about all
The man
that.
had VIP tickets.
I heard all about that.
A +1 at the door. He had a seat with his name on it, a seat for Liza with his name on it, $280 in free merch waiting for him,
you didn't
and
take-
a +1.
You didn't take Liza? Oh, that's not good.
He was doing other things.
There you go. Good for you.
He was doing other
We're
things.
putting Judah in the spot.
He was doing
we
other
can't,
things.
We can't do that.
He was doing other things. I have no problem what he was doing. Go ahead.
No, I'm flabbergasted we got off on wrestling, but you know I'm getting an education, so this is reciprocatory. I've been educating you about real estate for a couple of 3 years, 4 years, and now
Longer
I'm
than
learning.
that, 500 shows.
I'm 501 today.
I've had a PhD in real estate thanks to you. I mean, you've been in it for 37 years,
I have
and
been.
for the last almost 5 years, I've been able to spend 90 minutes on Monday, 90 minutes on Wednesday, 90 minutes on Friday, and this guy texts me every day at 4 in the morning.
No, I do not. I only did that like a dozen times.
It's been truly my pleasure.
And then I wander a little bit, which I tend to wander on, which you hate, but I wander on vacations from time to time.
Jason, on Rio, aside from census data, is there a way to see Albemarle County demographics, percentage of boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, and such, to see how the makeup of the county has changed over the years? It's a great comment. I would imagine it's older.
So this is a great
Great question.
great comment, great discussion.
You know who that would be a good question for? Let me make sure I get his last name right.
Well,
And
look-
Diamond Dino might be able to help me with this. His
Well,
name is, hold on one second. Hamilton, what is your last name?
It's the red shirt.
Okay, Hamilton Lombard, who's a hell of a squash player, by the way. I'd say Hamilton is what?
It's
Dean,
totally
maybe
the
like
red
a
shirt.
4'5", 4'6", 4'6", Hamilton Lombard is a, what is Hamilton's exact title?
Hey, Judah, how you doing over there?
Hamilton
He's off on a
Lombard.
tangent.
Oh, no, this is the guy who can do it. He works for the Weldon Cooper Center in
That's,
Demographics.
thank you. If you would let me, I've been trying to get this out.
He's a demographics researcher
There you go.
at the Weldon Cooper Center, Hamilton Lombard.
Well, Weldon.
4'6" squash player, I'd say.
Weldon Cooper is the thing to do it. And one of the things that I'm working with the RHP, Regional Housing Partnership, with the developer incentive is I threw out, because we don't have this data, but Weldon Cooper can do it, I threw out to the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors exactly what you talked about is can you do a white paper similar to what they did for the DOD, right? Which they broke down age. I mean, it was, if you've had an opportunity to read that, it's super efficient. Indirect, direct, the age, where they're coming from, But, somebody's going to have to spend a lot of money and time and hire Weldon Cooper to go ahead and do that. I've been trying to push the Regional Housing Partnership in Albemarle County that way. Because frankly, that's great data for them to have, because what's the number one...
But go ahead.
What's the number one local jurisdiction, elected officials topic that they really talk about that impacts their voters and their constituents the most? What's the number one topic? Land
use?
Land use.
Okay. Is that the number one topic?
Yeah.
Do you think land use is the number one topic?
Oh, yeah. If you talk to an elected official, that's...
This election cycle? Is it gun
No,
violence?
just
is
general...
it land use? Is it taxes? Is it upzoning?
No, well, that upzoning is land
land
use.
use, yeah.
Taxes are connected to land use.
Okay. All right, I'll give you land use.
But it would be budget would really be number one, right? Because that's
I'll give you land use. We're truly going to see the mood of this community if Bob Fenwick gets elected. And I'm not saying Bob Fenwick's going to get elected.
Well, it's interesting. I'm trying to put something together for Friday. And
Bobby Fenwick. You want me to text him right now?
We'll talk about after it because right now
he's one of my contacts.
Yep. Okay.
I got 4,800 of them. You have 5,800 of them.
Yeah.
You want me to text Bobby Fenwick?
So what was in the breakfast this morning?
I've been up since 4:45 in the morning. I legitimately have been up for almost 7 hours.
Yeah.
Our youngest kid.
You put in a whole day already.
Our youngest child legitimately woke up at 4.
What time do you normally get up?
Not 4:45.
There you go.
Our youngest child started waking up he's 6 months old and change. Started waking up at 4. We have the baby monitor still. Baby monitor is evil. The baby monitor is evil.
There's this thing you can unplug it. It's unbelievable.
You try unplugging the baby monitor, you know what's going to happen to you.
Your wife would kick my ass from here.
Dude, I'm not touching that baby monitor.
Yeah, I get it.
No, terrifying.
I get it.
I will not touch the baby monitor.
Yep.
So at 4 o'clock, we turned it down to the audio level 1. From 4 to 4:40, restless, the most annoying noise in the world. Dad went up at 4:45. Bambino said, I'm ready to go.
Hey, Dad's up.
Yeah, that's what happened.
It's funny.
That's what happened.
When I was up doing the race with the grandkids, I don't know what made me think of this. I guess the story about that. So Vienna's 2.5 years old. So I tease her around a little bit. It's a New York thing. I say, hey, meathead, how you doing? Right? That's what I call her, meathead. On it, it's an Archie Bunker 70s kind of thing. So I woke her up and she opened up her eyes and she goes, hey, meathead, how's it going?
That's awesome.
To me.
Jamie Turner shared a link for a case study in Gordonsville. Keith, do you have your DMs open? I want to slip into your DMs right now. I'm going to slip into your DMs. Do you have your Facebook DMs?
I know we're close, but damn, that's a little close.
I'm going to slip into your DMs right now.
I don't
Get
know.
Facebook Messenger open. I'm going to send you a Zillow link from Jamie Turner on a case study in Gordonsville. You love case study. This is a whole...
We got the AC on in here?
The AC, is it hot?
I'm sweating.
I mean, Judah's got a sweater and a button-down shirt and an undershirt on right now.
I'm sweating.
All right. You do some talking right now. Judah, you do some talking. I'm going to go put the AC on. Keith, here we go.
No, I'm only kidding.
You guys carry the show.
Let me see what we got. Carry the show. Main Street. Oh, I know that house. That's, didn't that used to be a restaurant that made some of the best fried chicken? Yeah. What was the name of that restaurant? Thank you, Jerry. Jamie, it used to be a restaurant.
You're talking Champion?
No. It was maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe it's the wrong parcel. So no, this is not the house. Different property. But there used to be a really, and Jamie would remember it. I remember, it was like 20 years ago. It was the best fried chicken ever. It was in Gordonsville, and it was like right next to where Paul Manning started his...
Jamie would know. He's the mayor of Gordonsville.
So what's the question?
Okay, so here's the question. Jamie's asked this. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Keith, you were thinking of the Tolliver House.
That's it.
The Tolliver House.
That's it. Freaking awesome.
You know the Tolliver House?
Well, that was decades ago.
Okay.
Awesome fried chicken. I think it was only on a certain day, if I remember correctly.
So he shares a link,
Like
Jamie
Sunday or
Turner.
something like that.
He says, why isn't this selling right now? It's right on Main Street in Gordonsville across from Champion. Used to be a part of PBM, the Paul Manning campus.
Yeah.
Do we think it's overpriced? Does it have to be cash? 220 days on Zillow. If anyone wants to look at the link we're talking about, the listing we're talking about, I'll share the Zillow listing. It's on my personal Facebook page in the comments section. I'm putting it on the I Love Seville Facebook page in the comments section.
Well, two.
I Love Seville group in the comments section. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, one thing that's right off the bat, it's a Northern Virginia listing. Don't know if that's migrated into Carr. I can tell you.
Get out of town. It's a Northern Virginia agent that has it?
Well, I know it's because I can tell by the MLS number.
Oh my gosh, it would be hilarious if it was a Northern Virginia agent that forgot to put it in the Carr MLS. That would be a case study on why you use local agents and not out-of-market agents to sell your home. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go to the Carr. I'm going to go to the MLS.
I'm over it. I'm already on it.
All right.
No, it's in there.
It's in the MLS?
It's in the MLS, okay. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
so why ain't it selling? And comments are coming in fast and furious.
Yeah.
And I hear the Swami is coming.
Yeah.
Carly says, Jamie, it's been removed and pending a couple times. It could mean there's a major defect. Yeah. And she also said it's posted in Carr.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, so it's, went into pending March. It was actually the pending it was in was taking backup, so that was active with the kick out, and it was it was back in January. It went into pending. March it went into pending. She's 100%
Carly's
right.
all over it.
Yeah, Carly.
Carly needs a moniker.
I gotta. Whatever I gotta find out, it's got to be connected to freaking awesome in some way, because she brings some pretty awesome information. Look, I think it's location, right? What's the 6 things? Location, price, features, condition. So I think if you take a hard look at that, I think the location is number one. It looks like a spot on the. I don't know exactly where it is on Main Street, but it's a location. It's probably overpriced. They dropped it from $325 to $315 on it, but it's been on the market for 208 days. Let's see if there's anything in there. Yeah.
I'm sharing it on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on YouTube, on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Fountain app, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, 15 Facebook pages, 15 Twitter accounts. We're putting it in stories as we speak on every platform. This listing is going to have more exposure by the time this show is over than any time it's had since it's gone out.
It's interesting. Whoever's selling it did the right thing. There's a full-blown current survey, as of end of 2022. I wonder if it's commercial. Hold on, let's see.
Carr downtown. I mean, right downtown.
No, I wonder if the zoning is commercial.
I bet you it's got some commercial flexibility.
I'm sure it does.
She says it actually fronts a cul-de-sac, but garage faces Main Street, so approach and curb appeal is affected.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
good stuff right there.
Yeah, so number one is location, right? I think if you put that someplace other than that location, it probably sells, and then because it's not in the right, maybe location's the issue. Then price, features, and conditions start kicking in. I was going to take a look at it real quick on the GIS to see what the zoning.
Remember, the Swami's got to make an appearance today.
Yeah, I know that because I'm. Thank you for the AC. I'm starting to cool off a little bit.
Is it cooling off a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm wondering if it's on the fritz over here.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not on the fritz. Judah secretly is hoping it's on the fritz.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it's interesting. The only reason why I thought it was commercial because it looks like, looking at the pictures, it has a handicap ramp, but I may not be looking at it. It's definitely looks like a storefront, at least a portion of it that I'm looking at. But yeah, it's probably location, I would suspect.
Should we welcome the Swami?
If you want to, we can go ahead and do that. I think the Swami has has 2 questions that it needs to be asked.
Okay, hold on. Before the Swami does anything, Judah, are we on a one-shot on Jerry? Let's one-shot Jerry.
We are on one.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Talk with Keith Smith is about to do a segment that's never done before. In the history of the I Love Seville network, we are going to try to see into the future. We do not have a flux capacitor. We do not have a DeLorean, and we do not have Doc Brown in our contact list.
Are we ready to show him off?
Not yet. Don't bring the Swami in yet. I have to build anticipation. I have to build excitement, and I have to get people ready for the first time in the history of the I Love Seville Network. The Swami is on set. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all sizes and all intellect levels. Keith Smith is no longer on set. Now on set, the Swami. The Swami. Hello, Swami.
Hello.
How are you, Swami?
I'm doing pretty
How
good.
How are you doing, Swami?
I'm doing really good. I've been asked.
What is going on, Swami?
I was asked to come here to make a couple of predictions, and I got my star and my crystal ball. Hold on, I have to be careful and get myself a ball, crystal ball. Though we do have two.
You do it. It's the Swami.
We have crystal ball times 2. I won't add the S on the end of it, but we have our crystal ball. But I heard
if you love the Swami, hit the like button right now. If you love the Swami, retweet the show right now.
I heard that there was 2 questions that you wanted to ask the Swami to predict what might happen. You don't remember them. Should have wrote them down.
No, you should have wrote it down.
Do you remember them?
No, he doesn't
Okay.
remember them.
So
can
maybe
you slip into my DMs and send me those questions?
Maybe the question you wanted to ask the Swami. Maybe.
Where are values going for the rest of the year?
No,
Okay,
that wasn't it.
Swami?
Why don't you let me, Swami, finish?
I'm sorry.
How many of the sales year to date in which county had the most single family attached? Right? Remember that?
Okay.
You remember? You got it? You remember that?
what are the
And then
stats?
the second one that you're supposed to ask the Swami is, where do you think the total number of sales are going to be at the end of 2023 for you want me to send this to you?
Yeah,
You want me to text
yeah,
it?
please text this to me. Or tell Judah, and then Judah can ask you.
Okay.
All right, okay. Ask the question. Should you take the hat off and be Keith and then go back to Swami?
No,
Actually, you're not.
because it's going to mess my hair
Oh,
up.
it's gonna
I'm
mess
not
your
going to
hair.
do that.
All right, set the stage, Swami. Where are we going to go?
Yeah.
What's the first prediction you have?
So look,
Crystal ball.
Crystal ball.
Where's the smoke machine? You got a smoke machine?
I do.
That would be sick.
I'm sweating underneath the Swami.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go, Swami.
So
go.
look, I think Swami thinks single family detached homes, no new construction, we're going to hit about 2,500 sold, which keeps us right at this 215. The Swami believes.
I love this.
The
so
Swami
much.
believes.
God, I love Keith.
The things we do.
I love you.
I love you too.
You're a good man.
Well.
Are any of the Smith women watching right
I've been
now?
called a lot of things, but yeah. So anyway, the reason this is important, Swami thinks this is important, is to set expectations. I think we're going to be at a volume equal to 2015, and if I was to wave my magic wand over here, I think single-family detached, the car footprint, no new construction, we're going to hit about 2,500 units. That's my prediction. That's a Swami, plus or minus about that, which puts us right just a skosh over 2015 volume. And why is that so important? Why is that so important, Jerry?
Tell us, Swami.
Because we have to do business a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to have your skill sets to bring to the table. And it was interesting. The Swami was doing some reading today on 2022 NAR home buyers and sellers generational trends. And it's very interesting. They asked all buyers how many times a buyer recommends their agent. It's 36. None is 36. The times recommended since buying as a medium is only 1. I guess the point I'm trying to get to is we got to get back to this business of connecting with people in order to get there. It's pretty scary when almost 80% of people that are agents that are working with real estate agents, folks that are working real estate, can't remember their agent's name. I can't remember my own name, but that's for a different reason.
That's terrifying.
So I've
you
got
think
the
that
stat
is?
in here.
Why do you think that is? Give that stat again. What percentage of...
So 36% of all buyers would have not recommended their... How many times has buyer recommended their agent? None is 36%.
Oh my gosh, what was the other stat?
So the other stat was times recommended since buying. The median is 1. It's just that. And the other stat is, I don't have it in front of me, the exact number, but over 80% of buyers or sellers can't remember their agent's name. Now, why is that?
Because they don't do a good job following up with their client post-closing. They only utilize the client as if they're shearing a sheep for one sweater, as opposed to realizing that they have to continue to maintain contact with the sheep because the sheep continues to produce leads and or sweaters for the future.
So our business is all about pipeline. And
All business is all about pipeline.
Correct. That is true, actually.
My business is all about
It's
pipeline.
all about pipeline. That's 100%. But anyway, it was just an interesting stat. And the other thing the Swami was asked, last year to date, 78% of all the single family and detached homes were in Albemarle County. And that's an important stat because typically that's where more affordability goes. But in Albemarle County, 78% of all the sales were in Albemarle County. 20 of them were in Charlottesville, 9 were in Fluvanna, 2 were in Louisa, 3 in Nelson. And you want to know how many in Greene County?
Tell us.
A fat goose egg. 0. That's because they're not building them yet, but Stanley Martin Homes is in the process of building.
We love Stanley Martin.
So that was the Swami. My head is sweating.
It looks great. This is a new segment of the show.
So it's a Swami
The
thing.
viewers and listeners have found an error with the listing.
An error. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can the Swami say goodbye?
Yes. The
Thank you.
Do you want
But look, we want to do this in the future. So if you want to ask the Swami something, we will go ahead.
Says.
Well, Swami says, and we'll go ahead and do that. But at the moment, your $125 lights
They're pretty hot. I know.
reflect off of the gold.
A lot of people. The set is very, very hot, about 10 degrees warmer than literally behind Judah. And a lot of folks don't realize that. Judah rolls his eyes, but would you not say it's much hotter here than over there?
Clearly, I'm sweating.
You sit here, he sits there. Have you ever sat there? He has not.
That's not true. Has he sat here before?
I think he sat maybe once or twice. This is way hotter than over there.
28% cash. I don't get that.
I think they found an error.
Oh, cool.
All right, so Carly Wagner and Jamie Turner are bantering on the comment section, making everyone sharper on this listing. I've shared the listing everywhere. Carly says the zonings on the listing says it's R1, and they're only offering 2.5% to a buyer agent. Jamie says, I looked on the GIS and I see the zoning is R3, which is professional residential for Gordonsville Town zoning. Carly says, ooh, the listing might be wrong then. And then Carly said, and Jamie then said, under facts and features on Zillow, other property information it has is the R3. Carly then says, agents don't want to hear this, but the major reason I got my license is because I was disappointed and wronged by multiple local agents. There are good agents, but for some clients, the standard of care for realtors doesn't compare to other professions. You want to touch that?
I think the Swami needs to touch that one.
Okay.
So it's Carly, thank you.
They have seemed to find an issue with how the property is classified with the zoning. So they've also highlighted that they're only offering a 2.5% commission for a buyer's agent.
Well, first thing out of the box, it doesn't matter what the compensation is on it. You should be taking care of your client regardless of the percentage of compensation. So if somebody is not showing that home because of 2.5% versus 3%, shame on them, right?
I would imagine that happens, though.
Well, there's a workaround that because you're supposed to have a buyer-broker agreement with your client, which is what I do, and ours is 3%. So if they're at 2.5%, then we have to have a 0.5% conversation with the buyer. That doesn't mean we're going to charge them that. We'll accept it just to do business and develop relationships because, back to that number, 36%. How do you get business in this business? It's referral. And how do you do that? We'll talk about that for another show. But Carly is hitting on something that...
she's all over it.
Carly has been hitting on something that I've been ruminating. Like that word? Ruminating.
Oh, that's very good.
I thought I impressed myself. Ruminating on this, on how to come up with a series of shows to help the level of professionalism without kind of crossing the line and going to MLS or license jail on that end of it, because we don't want to impact cross any lines on that end of it. But yeah, there's the level of professionalism is interesting. But if you look at the very bottom of the listing, it says this: all information, regardless of source, should be verified by personal inspection and/or with the appropriate professionals. This information, blah 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 blah, basically says it's guaranteed, but not. It's not guaranteed, and so forth and so on. There's a disclaimer on the end of it. Ultimately, what happened, and I will get myself into trouble.
Okay.
Ultimately, what has happened, there was an out-of-area real estate agent out of Northern Virginia. Mm-hmm. I can tell you exactly where they're from. Premier, hold on a second. Look at this. It's a LLC that owns the property, by the way. Where are they out of? Blah 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 blah. Actually, they're out of Gordonsville. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So they should know. They should know. Okay.
Let's get the Swami back.
How
here.
about that 28%?
How about those Mets? This is an agent in car. This is a local agent.
No, it's worse.
This is a hometown agent right down the street.
On the street, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe we just made things better, and maybe that they.
Uh-oh.
Maybe they can go ahead and change it to R3 because I just looked at it. I mean, literally, when you look in the MLS, there's a direct connection to the GIS.
Jamie said a 3-bedroom, 1-bath next door sold for $226 on June 1.
Yeah.
There's got to be a serious cosmetic issue or some kind of foundational something of significance here.
So these are very one-dimensional conversations, and you've got to do your homework. It's like the property we looked at on Fifth Street, right?
Where it's like, how is Bill Howard's listing that has 7 units you can do if you tear down this thing at $300,000 plus asking, 15 by special use permit? How is this for sale and it's been on the market for 200 plus days in the urban ring? Keith did a little investigation. That property on Fifth Street, like literally right where there's Fifth Street, and it's right behind right in front of the Prospect neighborhood on Fifth Street. He did some investigation. What did you find?
I found that 3/4 of the property is in the floodplain.
Yeah, so not a developer would touch it.
Yeah, it's just
probably the best use of the lot is one house.
Yeah, plus you've got an entrance corridor that you got to go through. Yada yada. It's just
you're on the road.
Correct. It is the
55 miles an hour.
Well, it is the entrance corridor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting. But yeah, they I would see strawberry. That is the 100. So the $125
is the one. That's the one you got to look at. Don't look at this one. Look at the $125 one. And if you stare at it long enough, not only will your sneeze go away, but you might go partially blind.
Well, I'm kind of there already, so.
Stare at it long enough, you might go partially blind.
Doesn't
they're so strong, are they not?
Doesn't that look kind of weird?
It makes you look like Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder doing the talk show over here. And those guys are super cool cats. I'll take that any day, every day.
And twice on Sundays.
That's right.
Yeah, so I think that's what you got going on here. It's interesting. I think that has some commercial opportunities to it. Because I think it is directly across the street. Hold on a second. Let me look at the map.
He just put it on the feed. It's directly, the back backs up to Main Street. Jamie doesn't think, he says that, I think it takes a unique buyer to purchase it. I don't think you can get a residential loan on this property. There is not a fridge or stove from what I can see.
Yeah. So back to the conversation about Fifth Street, right? You got to get in there, get eyes on it, got to do your homework. That's why you need a trusted advisor. That's why I've been saying this for 500 shows, right? I started it off 500 shows ago. This thing I'm holding in my hand, this iPhone, isn't going to be able to do all that hard work. At some point, you got to get eyes on it. At some point, you've got to get. We talked about
shoe leather.
We talked about it on Friday. Referral. Right, I did another referral over this weekend out west.
Nice
with it, and we connected with it's actually out in the Seattle way. We connected with an agent. I had the agent get boots on the job, looked at it, put the connection to it, on it. So, yeah, but you think, man, I absolutely love driving down.
Gordonsville's amazing. One of the most charming main streets in America.
But
Morganville.
I think that was a retail at one point in time. You could just tell by the storefront that's facing, the way I'm looking at it anyway on GIS, the way it's facing the Main or 33 on that Main Street. It's like this classic storefront down below, and the apartment is on the second story. But I just think the way it's located and zoning, it needs a special buyer for sure.
I love it. I love the case studies. Keith loves the case
I
studies.
love
We
them.
all love the case
It's
studies.
interesting. The tax value on that's $314. $314,000.
Dude, that's exactly what I would do. What Jamie's saying. He's saying Airbnb this bad boy right next to the 231 brewery scene. 231, guys, I can't say too much about this.
But that's a cash buy then. That's a cash-
He's already highlighted. You're going to struggle to
it's
get a
cash-
loan for this.
It's a cash buy, cash retrofit.
I'm choosing words carefully here for the first time all show. There's a small group of stakeholders fortunate to be at the table, yours truly, that are looking to take the 231 brand and take it to the level of the 151 brand. So expect the 231 moniker, Route 231. You got Keswick, you got Marymill, you got Clifton, you got Castle Hill, you got Patch. We're going to take this corridor, brand it, promote it, and make it
How was
an
the turnout?
institution like 151. What's that?
How was the turnout at the
Oh, it's
festival?
Epic. We're
Yeah.
going to have the Castle Hill general manager and the owner.
Did they have
on
like a 10K race
show
or
on
5K
Thursday.
race?
No 10K race. Live music, bands, tastings. They're going to announce how many meals that for the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. It's it's thousands of meals. I don't know the exact number. We're talking. What was the number Rob wanted to? He came on the show last week. Do you remember with Millie? How many? The goal of meals that they wanted to raise.
First of all, anything Millie does.
I think it was like 100,000 meals for the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, something like that. I don't know if you can find that stat. I'm not sure how you can find that stat without listening to the show. Anyway, what Jamie's saying is you take this, you Airbnb it,
Yeah.
and you're on the front lines of 231 as folks like us make this Route 151.
Not only, yes, you're going to do it. I believe it in my heart. It makes sense on that end of it. But even just turning it into an Airbnb right now, just for what's existing there, just on the main street, right? It's a pretty awesome place.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Travis Hackworth is watching in Danville. He's the mayor of Danville. It's all about the legwork. Correct, Keith. I saw a property that was 32 acres, looked good on paper, but heavily wooded. Get to the property and huge ravine straight down the middle.
Yeah.
The cost to infill would have been massive.
Yeah.
That's from Travis Hackworth, who legitimately is the largest champion of Danville, of anyone I know, and that includes Lee Vogler.
Was that an
councilman.
intentional thing?
Dan
or-
Vegas? Yeah, that's the nickname.
Yeah, I like it.
Dan
I like
Vegas.
it.
Dan
I like
Vegas.
it. I like it.
Danville is got tremendous positive momentum behind it. 231. Remember the brand 231, ladies and gentlemen. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars is being invested into creating this brand in Keswick. I'm going to put it that way.
So how did the Swami do today?
I think the Swami was on point.
We need to work on the Swamis a little bit, but we're gonna.
No, the Swami's going to have smoke around him, the smoke machine.
They're
The
here
Swami
somewhere.
needs a shawl of some kind,
Yeah,
like a shawl.
got it.
Maybe the Swami had a necklace.
Swami had a necklace.
And evidently, multiple people want to see the Swami in a spandex
Stop.
jumpsuit like Diamond Dallas Page. If you wear a Diamond Dallas Page wrestler jumpsuit on this show, this
Stop
show
it.
will go viral.
Yeah.
It will go viral. You may go to jail.
I might go to jail.
You might go to jail.
I literally.
You
I
may
might
be in prison.
I may get arrested
You may be in prison.
again.
Remember when Batman and Robin were walking up and down the downtown mall?
Yeah.
That was fun.
So-
You and I have no shame.
No,
None
God,
whatsoever.
God forbid. God forbid. I don't even know how to
How do you
spell.
spell?
I was gonna say it. Oh, did you ever see
just gonna say
Did you ever see the skit that Tom Cruise and what's the other actor's name that was playing? Anyway, you got to Google it. The guy who did Tropic Thunder. What was the actor's name?
Seth.
No, Ben
Stiller. Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller and Cruz. So they did a parody, and they were doing that every time Cruz would start saying anything, he would finish the sentence and stuff like that. But anyway, I've got a hard stop, unfortunately, and it is 11:30.
It is. Oh my God.
But I know.
just looked-
I know. I just looked at it that way. I've got an appointment. I got an appointment, and I'm trying to do the strawberry. I've got a Zoom call that I need to do, and Yona and I are heading down to Virginia Beach, for a Keller Williams regional summit. I'm actually really excited about it. I've not been asked to speak, which is great, so I actually will be able to participate in it and do a little bit of communication and chatting with my fellow Keller Williams regional. It's the whole Virginians and the West Virginia folks on it, so I'm excited about doing it and spend a couple of days connecting and with my fellow agents, and then I'll be back on Friday, which I'm still trying to put together this political thing, and we'll talk about that a little bit. I'm struggling on connecting people, but you're going to help me with that.
Okay. Real Talk with Keith Smith, online at realtalkwithkeithsmith.com. You guys want some insider information? Scoop up some real estate around 231 and do it within the next 18 months.
I like that shirt today. I didn't get a chance to say that.
The next 18 months. Ladies and gentlemen, Judah Wickower, Keith Smith,
Carly.
Jerry Miller.
We got to think of a name for Carly.
Real Talk with Keith Smith, presented by Yes Realty Partners, Interstate Service Company, and the trusted advisors that you can trust on the supply chain of real estate. RealTalkWithKeithSmith.com.
Partners, pull it down, please, 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 please. If you don't support them, maybe we won't sit here and have fun.
We love having fun.
We love having fun.
Judah,
and
Keith,
I'm trying to do the
Jerry.
strawberry, but we've got to wrap up before I have another one.
I see. I'm trying.
Oh, I'm stopping you.
I'm literally
Sorry.
trying. The I Love Seville shows up in 58 minutes. So long, everybody. Money. Well done.
Oh, I love.
So fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Finishing